What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
If you smell
Where's my co-host?
what the Rock is cooking.
I'm here for the millions and millions of the Rock's fans. It is your boy, The Rock Reasons. How's it going, Daddy? How is it going?
If I went on vacation right now, I'd probably go man. So the Rock Reasons is in the building today.
They are. Amazing.
Oh man. So the Rock Reasons, how you doing today, man? You good?
I'm good. Trailblazing, pie eating, eyebrow raising, the most electrifying man in podcast entertainment. He's good. How are you? Doesn't matter how you feel.
Hold up.
I set myself up for that, and that's cool because I'm on vacation right now. I'm reporting live from Q's Island, as y'all know. Usually I'll be at home, but it's a nice little vacation for me this weekend. So I'm at Q's Island having a good time, or whatever the case, man. So we got a different scenery today, man. Different scenery.
Yeah, same thing with me a few weeks ago. So if anything started to cut out, that ain't got nothing to do with your boy.
Right, don't be coming at me with my man. We were Verizon over here. We strong, man. You can hear me now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you can hear me now. So today, man, we talked about last week. We talked about the West, right, and who's going to make it in the West. Do we have any comments on what people thought about who's going to make it in the West?
No, some people, like I said, I talked to some people. We didn't have no official comments. Talked to some people. A lot of people that I always talk to aren't Laker fans, so of course they're not gonna say the Lakers.
Okay.
People, roll with you with the Clippers prediction because that's a hot pick. So Lakers and Clippers is the top two, and then the Rockets. The Rockets, another team that we discussed about how what they can do can be deadly too. So just those three teams were the three teams that to me stood out the most in my conversations throughout the week.
Okay. I know a lot of people have been talking about the Rockets possibly being the sleeper team, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but we're going to be talking about the East today and who's going to make it on the East. I got some very, very bold predictions that's not going to end with Giannis going to the NBA Finals yet again. Yes, I'm going to have to say it already off rip in the beginning. I don't think the Milwaukee Bucks is making it to the NBA Finals yet again. I think Giannis is going to fall short of the NBA Finals. But before I give you my team that's going to make the NBA Finals, what do you think about who got the best chance in the East to make the NBA Finals?
Well, the East is what we call this week an entanglement.
I came with you while you had to go there, man. Leave my man Will alone, man. He been through so much this past weekend. Stall him out, man. Stall him out, man.
That's how I look at the East as an entanglement. Because you just don't know what's going to happen. You feel me? You can't commit to nobody in the East. That's why this East situation is an entanglement. You feel me? Because you really can't commit. When you look at the East, and you look at the bottom half of the East, because we kind of talked about this a few shows ago, we were really sold in on the Nets and the Magic. And then next thing you know, man, the Nets, no Kyrie, no KD, no DeAndre Jordan, no Taurean Prince, no Wilson Chandler. That's 5 bodies, bro.
That's 5 crucial bodies, too. That's not just any body. That's 5 crucial bodies that are really, really vocal and valuable to the Nets organization and their team. And not having those people, I don't even know how they're going to fare if they even make it in the playoffs. I think that's going to be an easy dub to whoever plays against them.
Yeah, so, but they did sign Mr. Walking Bucket himself, Jamal Crawford. And we both know, man, Jamal Crawford is a walking bucket. Like,
yes,
he should have been signed on a few other teams already. And they also brought in Michael Beasley. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's about to just put them over the hump or anything, but it does make them fun to watch.
I don't know.
It's going to be a sweep, but it's going to be a fun sweep to watch. It's going to
I think that Jamal Crawford, like you said, he is a bucket, but it don't produce wins. It don't produce wins. And so you can score 50 and 60 and still lose by 20 and 30. And so the gist of just bringing them on a team is just to have another body. It's not that their intention of possibly winning. And that's where I'm looking at it, is you can bring Beasley, who hasn't played in so long. So I don't even know if he's going to be in basketball shape. I know he's
No. He's in basketball shape. It was probably a couple of weeks ago, man. I seen him, open runs be happening still. Somebody recording Beasley filling some people up. Now, again, that wasn't NBA like, but he's basketball ready. He didn't look out of shape. He just looked like the light-skinned lefty that could get buckets. Yeah.
But see, basketball shape is different than open run shape. You got to understand that.
Definitely.
When you playing against NBA players, when you playing against the competition that is equal to you, it's different than going to the gym and playing 5v5 with just some boys just to play 5v5. You get what I'm saying? And so for him to come in and play in 8 games that's going to determine, seeding for the playoffs and possibly play in the playoffs is 2 totally different games. You can give somebody 50 in open run and barely score 10 in the NBA.
Facts. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to sit there and say that, Michael Beasley and Jamal Crawford about to help the Nets overcome and go do something spectacular. I'm just looking at, like, they lost some players, and then they went and got 2 bucket getters. So I feel like that series alone is just going to be entertaining, depending on whether they fall into the 7th or 8th seed. I think if they fall into the 8th seed, they get swept by Milwaukee.
We're talking about the 8th seed.
Yeah, so what I had said, and I also kind of said it when you left, that if they slide into the 8th, I feel like the Raptors is sweep. I mean, not the Raptors, the Bucks is sweep them. But at the 7th seed, I feel like they give the Raptors 1 game. Just 1, you feel me? It may be the 3-0 and then they win 1 and then lose type situation. So because they still got a few guys. Joe Harris, Caris LeVert, my guy
Dick
Allen
Whittle,
down
Dick
there.
Whitty.
Dinwiddie's not playing either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't even give them a game. I'm going to be straight up and say the truth. Like, I don't give the Nets a game. It's hard to just bring people in and think that's going to produce anything successful, especially if you haven't gelled with these players for the last 6 and 7 months, and then you coming back off a 3 months hiatus, and you're going to try to gel in 8 days or in 8 games per se. I don't think it's going to be done. I don't think it's going to help. I think if they make it to the playoffs, they're going to either play the Bucks or they're going to play the Toronto Raptors, and I think Toronto is going to sweep them, and I think the Bucks is going to sweep them. I think that's going to be an easy series for whoever plays them because they don't have enough weapons to even produce a win. Not even be or I would say this, not produce a win, but even be a contention of possibly competing for a win. You get what I'm saying? It's like that one you put on your schedule, like, oh, that's an easy dub. And I feel like that's what people are going to be thinking when it comes to the Nets. So if they do give up a game like Toronto or Milwaukee, it'll be like, man, I ain't even trying. And then when you don't try, because there are professionals, these people are professionals, you can get beat. It's one of those when people fight and you give your opponent, like, man, I'm not going to get this man the benefit of the doubt. Then you end up getting knocked out by somebody, and you have these sort of like upsets per se. And so that's the only thing I can see possibly happening if they're going to get a game. I don't give them winning any game. They may even not even make the playoffs, possibly. Shoot, they may get put out.
No, because I feel like the Wizards ain't really got much, because I only think Bradley Beal playing for the Wizards. So I'm not.
So Bradley Beal not playing for the Wizards?
I haven't got confirmation. I haven't seen confirmation that he's not, but ain't nobody really talking about it. So I'm kind of that kind of concerns me. I honestly feel, and we didn't really talk about this, I honestly feel since we're in like a pandemic situation. Sounds weird. Okay. We're in a pandemic situation.
Okay.
Instead of doing East and West, all the bottom teams should have been competing for the spots. So, the West brought 6 teams. Yeah. And the East only brought 1. I feel like the West team should also be able to compete for the East spots. Because you're not worried about home court advantage, and you're not worried about traveling. The biggest thing about making it just one was the travel. But since everybody's in one remote location, those other teams in the West who have better records than those teams in the East should have a chance to just compete for those last 2 playoff spots. So it's 4 playoff spots available instead of just the 2 on each side of the conference. Now the sense of urgency of everybody having to play ups, because it's like, I got a chance to compete still overall. So, to me, that was just something I had kind of dawned on me, and I thought of just for, I wouldn't even say competitive balance, just for the simple fact of the biggest thing they talk about is more or less travel and all that. But everybody's in the same place. Ain't no real home court advantage. So why not let, because you got more teams in the West. I don't think that's fair. 6 teams in the West competing for 2 spots, whereas 1 team in the East competing for 2 spots. Basically.
So you think it should have been 2 teams or 16 teams, no matter the conference. It's 16 of the best teams, and you put them in sort of like a tournament or a bracket-like style.
Yeah, I mean, you can still leave it as East and West, however you want to do it, as far as that separation. But I feel like those spots on the East, the West team should be able to compete for also, because the West teams have a better record than those East teams. And since we're not necessarily worried about travel and all that kind of stuff when it comes to, scheduling games, this would be perfect for that. If you was going to try something, this would be the time where you try something.
I get the point if they was going to try it and they could have done it, right? In regards to, they would have to took away the East and West in general. You couldn't keep the East and West and let a West team compete for an Eastern spot. That wouldn't have fared really, really well when it comes to the playoff and determining who's going to make it. They would have had to scratch it and put the top 16 teams are competing for these spots. And if you're not in these spots, then you don't make it to the tournament. They probably couldn't even call it the actual tournament or the NBA. It had to be something different. Couldn't call it the NBA playoffs, because if you're gonna do the playoffs, it would have been.
It could have still been named the NBA playoffs because it's NBA teams. You just don't have
right. Okay, I get you that, but it would have been a total different setup. You're right. Adam Silver could have used this opportunity to create something totally different, where now you're like, wow, this is a pretty nice setup. I like this. Forget the East and West. Yes, when you got East and West as far as like conference-wise, but it's the top 16 teams. It's the best records that goes to the playoffs. So West teams can be predominantly more than the East teams. It's the best. You get what I'm saying? So not everybody have like a walk in the park game. Every game is pretty much competitive, and it can go either way. I like that idea, but I don't think they took advantage of that.
Because you got to think about it, man. It's going to be some West teams, because we talked about it, that's not in this tournament. That due to all different kind of foreseen kind of things, it hurts that. And so this has been an opportunity to just showcase the NBA and go like that. Because now think about it. We could have a Laker-Clipper championship. A Laker-Clipper Western Conference final was big. A Laker-Clipper championship possibly? Woo! You ratings, numbers?
That would have been monumental. That would have been different, and it would have worked because of the times. It would have worked because of the times, but I get what Adam Silver was thinking in regards of keeping it traditional, keeping it where, because there was so much stuff going on, so much changes,
of course.
So many things going on. So he wanted to keep it traditional to keep them comfortable, where people can feel like, hey, that's not fair. And then, if you don't keep it traditional, it's harder to get people to play.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If they got potential of people taking their spots in the East, and people going in the East going to be like, man, that's not fair. How's that fair?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you do better, you ain't got to worry about things being fair. But we can move on from that. So when you look at the rest of the East, the top six is the Bucks, Raptors, Celtics, Heat, Pacers, Sixers. Currently, the Pacers and Sixers share the same record, so they like 5th and 6th, so that can flip-flop. But with the Pacers not having Victor Oladipo, I got to slim down their chances. Even though they played well without him and he just now came back, but in order for them to make a run, they need Vico. And without Vico, I feel like that decreases their chances of making a real run. How do you feel about the Pacers in that regard?
So the Rock reasons don't believe in Brock. That's what you're saying. You don't believe in Brock.
Nah.
You don't think Brock can help Indiana make a run in the NBA playoffs?
Nah. Malcolm Brogdon is not enough.
Wow. That's a shocker. I think Indiana is a tough team to beat.
They are.
They got a lot of weapons.
Run, though. I said a run. They can win. If they was instead
going to be
the 5th seed, they can beat the Heat. That's a good matchup.
That would be a great matchup for them. The Heat, it'll be sort of wing. But Indiana, a little inside-outside game.
Yeah.
Where the Heat they can kill you from the 3-point line if they on in defense.
Yeah. So, but them against the Celtics as a 3-6 matchup, now they get a little.
That's not a good matchup. I don't.
Yeah. See, I told y'all he was gonna be messing up. His Verizon connection ain't on point. I told y'all.
Oh, am I tripping? Am I tripping?
Yeah. You was.
Am I better now?
Yeah, you're a little better now.
Okay. Well, I was saying
DJing your Zoom meeting.
So now you're getting to see how I be dealing with when you be when too many reasons, when the Rock reasons be smelling what everybody else is cooking instead of what the podcast is cooking, right?
Yep, we lost him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, you lost me again. Did you lose me again?
Yeah, I did.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I don't know. You be good, and then you.
Is it better? Is it better now?
Yeah, it's like Jumanji. Like you feel like you jump into the game, now you died. I don't know.
Bro, you in the die word, dog. We gonna have to get that out of your vocabulary. So, am I good now?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. So with Boston and Indiana, I think Boston has too many weapons for Indiana. With Tatum, Brown, Walker, Hayward, and just their bench play, they have a lot of weapons that they can hit you from many different areas. And Tatum is coming into his own this season. So I don't think if they match up with Indiana, that's a bad matchup. That is a very, very bad matchup for them. So when you talk about the Brock, I don't think Brock is going to beat the Celtics.
Yeah, no. Brogdon ain't enough. And that's what I'm saying. When I look at the Sixers now, you got to think about it. Ben Simmons is healthy. Because remember, around February, right around after All-Star break, he had got hurt. And it was going to be questionable whether he was going to even come back for the playoffs if it started on time. So with Ben Simmons coming back healthy, that gives the Sixers a chance. But I just don't like the makeup of that team. I don't like the pieces. The pieces don't match and don't mix. I don't necessarily know how they can fix that. But when I'm looking at this this East, obviously my top three teams are the Bucks, Raptors, and Celtics. I feel like we talk about this all the time. Matchups come to play. I think the Celtics' better matchup is the Raptors. I feel like they're too small for the Bucks, so it's going to hurt them against the Bucks. And then the Raptors obviously have the size to beat the Bucks, but without having Kawhi, it kind of hurts the Raptors against the Bucks. So to me, I got the Bucks coming out the East, representing the East. This will be Giannis's year to get there.
I felt like, am I good?
Yeah, I just hear a little Marengo in the background.
Okay, yeah, because we at Hughes Island right now. So it's my vacation, man. Nice little getaway. But I hear what you're saying. This can be Giannis' year, or you think this is going to be Giannis' year. But I think the Boston Celtics is going to spoil it for Milwaukee Bucks. I know you're saying length, but Boston has length, athleticism. They can hit you in different ways. They can hit you from the perimeter, inside, fast break, and they can play intense defense. Now, with Giannis not being a good shooter or not having a consistent shot, what they probably going to do is let the man shoot. Am I good?
Oh, you good.
Make sure I'm good. Okay. They probably going to allow Giannis to shoot, but they're going to take away his inside. That is why Toronto was able to beat Giannis, made him a jump shot. I still don't believe in where you can be afraid of. I don't think it's like that yet. Maybe in the future it will be, but not right now. Boston is a fully complete team. Now, Toronto is really, really great when it comes to length and athleticism and pushing the tempo. And they're still our championship pedigree team. I just don't know if they'll have enough to beat Boston. I don't think they will. I think Boston is going to be the sleeper team that everybody don't think is going to make it, but will make it. I think Boston will represent the East, and they will be playing. And it hurts me to say this because I love LeBron. If the Lakers don't get it together, they will be playing the Clippers. I think it's going to be Boston and L.A., but not the L.A. that everybody want to see.
Yeah, I got Lakers, Bucks, and Lakers in 6. Call out.
We ain't even got there. How you gonna just jump to the NBA Finals and make your predictions? We ain't even there yet.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm just saying.
We ain't even there yet. And
I was just basing it on our conversation. You feel me? I mean, it could change. Things could change. You feel I got time to make it
happen. Anything can happen. It's been a lot of talk that this is going to be a shooter's environment where it's no fans, there's no distractions, there's no crowds. All you got to do is get a bucket at the end of the day. That's all you got to do is get a bucket, and you don't have to deal with potential people.
Hey! Special guest on the podcast, Quincy Pondexter.
Wait, hold on. Did it mess up? Hello?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hey, special guest on the podcast, Quincy Pondexter.
QP.
What we talking about?
We talking about who the best team in the East, man.
Best team in the East, man. Who's tough.
Who's gonna make it in the East, man? Who's gonna represent the East?
Joel Embiid is one of my best friends. So I love Philly. Don't count them out. I think Toronto's playing great basketball. Of course, the Boston Celtics are tough with Tatum and Jaylen Brown coming together and Kemba Walker, and that's a tough team. But don't sleep on Milwaukee, man. You can't win all those games and play that good of basketball with Giannis Antetokounmpo the MVP, and I think he should be MVP again. You can't play that good of basketball and just leave them out there. So I think it's 4 teams. Those 4 teams are up for it.
But who's going? You can't say we all know those 4 teams. Who's going to the final?
He only said 3 teams.
He only said 3, huh? He said Boston,
Toronto, and Bucks.
Boston, Toronto, Philly.
He said Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
That was 3. Who's the 4th?
Who's the 4th?
I'm not rolling with Miami. I'm not rolling with Miami yet. Man, who's going to make it?
So what's that?
Hey, as long as we know the Knicks ain't gonna make it, but I'm gonna go on a limb, and I'm gonna say the team that makes it out of the East. Damn, it's between Boston and Milwaukee for me. Even though I love Joel, I love Philly. It's either Boston or Milwaukee. I can't pick one.
Yeah, I mean, you love Joel and you love Philly, but you just know that team is not built right. It's okay. You don't have to say it.
I don't love their bench. Their bench isn't they're not ready for this situation. I don't think their bench is good. It doesn't get a lot of productivity, and I don't think Al Horford and Joel and Ben Simmons they don't play well on the floor together. But you know what? Like, and we don't know what that bubble is going to be like. We don't know what it's going to be like with them in that situation, and you know, what the atmosphere is like. I think we'll be able to tell a lot after the first day, after the first week. Oh yeah, you hear the music. We're having a little Sunday.
Gotta hit him with the shoulders.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, we're going to find out. You got Milwaukee. I got Boston. We're going to find out in less than a couple of weeks who's going to make it to the playoffs and then who's going to be in the NBA Finals, man. But who's on the hot seat today? Is it me or you? It's you today. Is it you or me?
I think it's me, man. The Rock reasons, because remember Macho Savage did the questioning last week. So the Rock reasons. Yeah, Macho Savage did the questioning for basketball.
Reasons. Are you in character? Are you in character?
You know I'm in character, Day-Day.
Oh, sleep.
Don't be disrespectful to the great one.
Okay. So, the Rock reasons. Are you ready for these questions?
You already know.
It doesn't matter if you. I had to get you back. But anyway, we're going to start this off fire right here. Okay. We're going to be talking about it next week on the show. But LeBron James is not
Wait. We can't end the show like that. The only way we can end the show is who makes the playoffs in the West.
We already did.
Who gets that final seed?
We already did
Who's
that.
Who's going with?
Who is the jabroni in the background?
Wait, who's getting that final seed in the 8th spot in the East? In the West, I mean.
We said Lakers or the Clippers, man. What you doing, man? You messing up the show, man.
I'm messing up the whole show. Right? Hey, that's why they don't pay me the big bucks to do this stuff. That's why. I'm just going to go home.
Anyway, all right, man.
Brody is messing up the Rock's reasons airtime.
So this is going to be a show for the ages, for everybody to know. But anyway, man, the Rock reasons. LeBron James is not wearing anything that represents Black Lives Matters when the season when the season starts back and they start playing the games. Do you feel like LeBron is for the cause or not for the cause?
LeBron James is always for the cause. The man can dribble. He ain't got to shut up. So if he don't want to wear a name on his back, he ain't got to wear a name on his back because he is the chosen one. He is, quote unquote, the king, and the king does what kings do. Whatever.
Okay. Question 2. Who has better or Pat Beverly?
You have to repeat that. You got broken up.
Oh, am I good now? Am I good?
Yeah.
Who has better defense, Kawhi Leonard or Pat Beverly?
What kind of asinine, rhetorical, unnecessary question is that? You're going to come at the great one asking who plays better defense between a little guy and a tall guy? Give me the claw. Kawhi the Claw Leonard. 6'7". He is still a walking jabroni, but he is 6'7", long arms and big hands, and the man can guard positions 1 and maybe through 5. But he cannot. And when I say he cannot guard the great one.
Who is the great one?
You looking at him.
Last but not least, man, we're going to touch bases on it. Who wins MVP, LeBron James or Giannis?
LeBron James is going to win MVP in front of the millions and millions of the Kings fans. The way you can do it, the way you can shape it, LeBron James is the most valuable player in the league. And it's that simple.
Well, we going to find out all these things, man. But before we get up out of here, you got anything you want to say to the fans or to the people, the Rock reasons?
Yes, because you can hear it right now. The people are chanting the Rock's reasons now. If you smell what the Rock reasons is cooking.
On that note, we're about to get up out of here, man. Hey, y'all let us know in the comments below who's going to win in the East. Who's going to represent the East in the NBA Finals? And do you agree with the Rock reasons on LeBron James winning MVP? We're going to be talking about that in the episodes to come. But we're about to get up out of here, man. We was reporting. I'm reporting live from Q's Island. He's reporting live from the crib. But it's going to be an epic show. We had Quincy Pondexter join the show for a little bit. He what they call that photo bomb, Dat Talk Podcast. So this is gonna be a good one for the ages, man. Something different, something new. It's gonna be cool, man. But we're about to get up out of here. Anything you want to say before we leave? Any last words, the Rock reasons, or you done?
Stay electrified.
On that note, we out of here. Don't forget to talk that talk. We out of here.